My name is Maryann Lombardi, and I am the author of It's Your Story to Tell. The book is a memoir. It's a collection of essays about how identities are formed, who has the power to form them, and why it's so important for each of us to be the designer of our own identity as well as the person who tells that story.
It's easy to get attached to the stories that feed our identity without doing the actual work to understand that identity. We are the author of some of those stories, but many of them have been created for us by others. It's good to distinguish the difference between the two.
The book was inspired by the coolest kid on the planet, who happens to be my child. When they came out as non-binary and explained to me that they did not identify with the gender they were assigned at birth, it required me to rethink this label I had held on to about being the mother of a daughter. If I was no longer a mother of a daughter, what did that mean? And in that, it led me down a rabbit hole of rethinking all of the labels, all of the narratives that I hold on to, and asking myself, why?
There is something powerful about naming who we are out loud. It makes it real. It takes it out of our mind, out of our body, and into the world.
The book is funny. It's irreverent. It's thoughtful. It's self-reflective. I tell stories about how I feel about being a woman, being a single parent, and why I felt guilty about loving my single parent life. I talk about what it means to be a single woman, which is complicated. I talk about my work identity and how identities are connected to other people. I tell stories about my family, about my childhood. There are stories about parenting and my travels with my child, specifically in Morocco and Oman, where my child learned how to drive by an Omani man who we had just met. It's possible I also tell a story about how I got drunk with the locals in Alaska, but you have to read the book to find out about that one.
My child does not come from a broken home. They have a home that is full of people who love and support them. There is so much love that it takes 2 houses to hold it all.
I hope after you read the book, it makes you ask questions about your own identity. Right? I think our lives are complicated and our lives are messy, but a complicated life and a messy life is a full life, and it's a life worth being celebrated. And so often the stories of us are told by people who are not the ones who live it. And so I think it's so important for us to know our story, to celebrate our story, to be the ones to tell our story. And I believe that all of our stories matter, that your story matters, and that you matter. My name is Maryann Lombardi, and I am the author of It's Your Story to Tell.